You ever get that moment when you're about to have an undertrade? You're on the verge of trading your spike collar for a headdress. Seriously? No way, cause me neither. You probably clicked on this video wondering how to get magenta items in Animal Jam. Like, what's the actual secret of getting magenta items? Like, give me some of that insight. Well then, if so guys, you've come to the perfect video. I want to thank my boy Sethi for giving me this accurate tutorial on how to get magenta items. And before I tell you how to get magenta items, you might ask, is there actually a point in getting magenta items? What's the underlying reason that people want the magenta items? Is it in any way beneficial to me? And if so, how? Well then, I got just the answer for you, son. So to start everything off, you are gonna get a lot of respect. Second, people are going to be treating you like you were the president. Literally, you'll be walking throughout Animal Jam and people will bow down the second they see you. I mean, as of this day and age, that does not really mean much. But hey, say a few years back. Secondly, you're just gonna look extremely hot. You are freaking flawless. You're wearing a magenta item. Literally, a magenta item means hot. You check the definition of a magenta item, you will get hot. So I don't care how an animal may look. This item will give you a name. Like, let's take those two together. A hot president. Now, hey, don't jump to conclusions just yet. You may be one of those humble people out there that don't necessarily want to show off your fame or, be a president or a walking model. For those kind of people, there's another solution. Having a magenta item almost enables you to get any item in the game that you ever want. Like, imagine there's a specific item that you wanted. Not that many people know it's rare, but you really wanted that item. With the magenta item, you will be able to attain that item. So now, answer my question again. Who would want the magenta item? Yeah, I think 99.9% of Animal Jammers would want the magenta item. Now, there are some magenta items that aren't necessarily rare. Most people definitely would want one. So the first thing you're going to need is just a plain old white bunny. That's all you're really going to need for this. And in the shop, you're going to find a knitted sweater. Now, it's not here at the moment, but I believe it does come back every now and then. And surprisingly, when you put it on your bunny, it actually makes it look like a magenta color. I know. Intense. I mean, the color in itself isn't actually magenta, but on your animal it does look magenta. So like I said, if you want to show off, then go ahead, because you got one bad looking magenta bunny. And also, I mean, if someone says that this item is actually magenta, don't be fooled by the fact that it's magenta. It's a plain old normal color. But hey, who doesn't want a good show off? So as far as I'm concerned, I don't really think that anyone actually hacks the item, but I do believe that the main reason people get magenta items is when Animal Jam gives you back an item, let's say you recycled it or someone scammed you or something like that, and Animal Jam wants to give you back the item. So instead of it coming back in the normal color, it gets glitched out to the magenta color, therefore you get this new kind of color of magenta. Now, whether this is a glitch or not, I don't know. Maybe Animal Jam is intentionally trying to implement these into the game. Now, for that, there can be several reasons why Animal Jam would want to implement the magenta items in the game. One, maybe it does make the game more interesting. Maybe it gives more of a reason for you to play Animal Jam. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments about these magenta items. Now, if you guys have been playing Animal Jam for about 3 to 4 months, there's basically an item called the magenta top hat, and surprisingly, this item I believe was the first item to ever come out that was in the diamond shop, plus it was a rare item Monday, which is pretty cool. Let me show you guys one of those right here. Top hat, and you guys can see this item was one of the only non-glitch magenta items. And look, right over here, it's rare and it's diamond shop, a rare custom top hat. And if you guys don't already know, this item was only out for 1 day. So yeah, pretty lit, am I right? But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't consider these nearly as rare as the average magenta item due to the fact that these were shoppable only like 3 months ago. And I remember like everyone had these items. Like you would just go out to Jamal Township, and on that Monday and for like the next week, everyone was wearing the magenta items. So I don't know how rare the items still are, but I believe they do have somewhat of a rarity now that it's already been about 3 months. Now, this next way of getting magenta items can be quite disturbing to a lot of people, but that is just by simply being rare. If you're extremely rare, there's a much higher chance that you're going to be able to get a magenta item. Quite a few magenta furries out there, and every now and then there's another magenta item. I mean, there are a bunch of ways to get rare. I actually made a how to get rare video, and you guys can check that out, but there are just a ton of ways to get rare. So I mean, if you have enough patience and you're willing to sit down for hours and hours trying to get this item, then you will be able to get the item. So yeah, it's all about that drive. If you have that drive, if you're driven, and if you're motivated, you'll be able to get that magenta item. So I mean, there are a lot of unrare people out there. One, for example, is Shop King. He clearly doesn't know how, he doesn't know what the definition of rare is. I mean, honestly, right now, like, magenta socks, magenta candy cane socks, he has a magenta collar Plus, you got these little magenta ears. And you got a nice looking alpha sword here. So if you guys want to know the uttermost definition of rare, is the Shop King. I mean, even though this guy, I believe, only entered the Animal Chat community maybe about 3 months ago, but surprisingly, he's one of the rarest jammers as of this day. Another magenta item is the magenta, I think it's like a cloak or something, and a wristband. Honestly, Shop King is the best demonstration of what a rare jammer. Now let's put this little theory to the test. Let's see if everyone is gonna crowd around me for this magenta item. Due to the fact that this is a storable item, I don't know how many people are actually gonna go around me, but you know, it never hurts to try. Let's just jump to try to get some attention here. Alright, let's try to make it a little bit more noticeable by putting on these scullies and this red custom spike collar. So far, not much happening at the moment. Don't worry, guys, it's gonna get spicy. Look at that, guys. We already got someone in the crowd saying he's so cool, he has magenta items. Come on, guys, another person. He's so cool because he has magenta items. Look, I know. These people are definitely not my buddies, and I definitely didn't ask them, and I definitely didn't bribe them to tell me that, you know, they're really cool. He is an African snowflake. What's that? You okay, the Oreo gal? Okay then. Yeah, and that's who, guys. He's cool because he's funny and nice. But yeah, guys, that is basically gonna wrap up today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out.